Hello, everyone. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm David Sponheim, and I'm going to be making pasta Primavera for you today with basic ingredients. $6 for 8 meals. Something you can put away for lunches or dinners or whatever you want to do with it. You can put it on the stove on warm and just reheat it. We've got a variety of things we're going to be working with today. What's great about pasta Primavera was it kind of became a household word in the 70s. And everyone talked about pasta Primavera. I remember making it back in the 70s. And today, I'm just taking some garden variety vegetables. I happen to have some parsley in the garden. I thought I'd add that to the mix. I've got 2 beautiful green peppers I got for 50 cents each. I have breast meat. You can replace it with any kind of chicken at all. I've got 2 chicken breasts there. Now, combined with the green peppers, the chicken breasts, I'm looking at $2. I have an amazing deal I got at Costco for organic rigatoni. And it's amazing for $1 a bag. So you can get this generally non-GMO organic at the store now for about $1 if you look for sale. So we're up to $3. And then I've got a variety of vegetables I'm going to be using. I've got some organic carrots. I'm going to use about 3 of those. I've got some organic celery. I'm going to use 1 big stalk of those, of the celery. I'll pull that out. And then remember the big zucchini that I had? That massive zucchini? It was, thank you. Well, no, organic means totally free of pesticides and herbicides. You didn't realize that? It's the safest way to eat. I'm going to use 3 carrots today, just because I feel like I want it full of vitamins. All right, so we're going to keep going here. I'm going to use a tomato basil soup that I have here. Oh, hang on. Let me get this ready for you. Hang on. Here we go. Yeah, I'm going to use a tomato basil soup that I picked up. Just the rest of it. It's only about that much. You can replace this with pasta sauce. But between that and the vegetables, we're up to $4. And I factored in a can of organic red diced tomatoes I fire roasted I picked up. Muir Glen. Really good product for $1 a can. So I'm up to $5. And I got a couple cans of these no salt Walmart tomato sauces just to add to it, to mix the diced tomatoes with the tomato sauce, with lots of wonderful herbs. And for cheese, I'm going to use sliced Swiss cheese, American pasteurized sliced Swiss cheese. I've also got some Go Veggie stuff that I've got to eat up, so I'm just going to put that in there too. That's a soy-based, non-GMO vegetable cheese. All right. Yeah, well, here's the zucchini. It's just like sitting around. It's kind of a monolith. We had this massive zucchini that I made the other week. And here's the other half of it. I haven't really cooked with it. You can slice these off and put them in the oven and actually make like zucchini pizzas. I've seen people do this, yeah. But you take about an inch of or half an inch of the zucchini, slice it off, spray a little olive oil on it, put a little Italian seasoning, garlic powder or onion powder on it, and put it in the oven and cook it. And it's incredible. It's actually a really good, like a vegetarian, no carb or low carb solution for a pizza alternative. It's really kind of a cool, if you have something this big. But you can replace this with a couple of zucchinis, or like I said, you can use any vegetables that are in the cupboard. Peas should be, well, in the cupboard is fine, but with asparagus, you don't want to use canned asparagus in this unless you're really desperate and you've reached the end of the road. And you're in your Y2K supplies, which you're still using 20 years later. And that would be my situation. So. All right. Good. We've got hot water going on in the background. We're going to be cooking the pasta separately, of course. But we're going to get the pan going with all these ingredients right on top of it after I start cutting up a little bit. All right, we're doing very well today, I must say. Yeah. I have this garlic that let me show it to you. I keep the garlic around for posterity. But I like cooking with just spoonfuls of California diced garlic. Really kind of cool. Okay, washing my carrots off. I'm going to peel them. You want to start cooking the toughest ingredients first. Things that take longer to cook. So let's see if I can get this thing to maneuver here. Okay. All right. Freshly burned, yeah. I'm not burning the garlic, man. I could eat the whole zucchini if I had to. It's true. All right, so we're just going to do some peeling of the carrots. I'm trying to relax in my cooking shows because I really do enjoy cooking. It's one of my favorite things to do, so you'll have to excuse me if I seem a little slower than normal. But I feel it's important to get to know food, when you're cooking it. To me, I have a real appreciation for organic food. I used to work in the organic food industry. I started a business that promoted organic food. And it's funny you should ask, organic means full of bugs. No, that's not the case. Organic is grown in pristine soil with perfect vitamin mixes that go right into I can't even compare the difference between chemically raised food and organic food. It's beyond belief. You can taste it. If you ever go to a garden in the summer, like a victory garden, and somebody gives you a tomato from the garden, the taste is incredible compared to something that tastes like cardboard in the store. So that's the difference between organic and all the chemical fertilizers that they're pushing on us. So when I talk about technology tonight, I'm going to be talking about the environment. It's going to be a big part of my show because I really believe the environment is the secret to the survival of the human race, preserving our environment. And the elitists that run the world don't see it that way. And I really believe that we've got to do a paradigm change in order to fix this country and as well as help other countries get their act together. If we don't do it now, we will never do it. And we're on the verge right now of never doing it. So that's why it's such an important thing for me. I got a lot of carrots here. I'm going to put them about 1/4 inch in size. Beautiful orange screen we have on here. Want to keep your fingers away from any knife, especially if you're bearing down on it. The nice thing about pasta primavera is you want to have chunky vegetables. You definitely want to have that kind of chunkiness to it. So you want to get these things in a pan right away, ahead of the chicken, even ahead of the onion. So what I'm going to do is lay down my normal 3 tablespoons of olive oil, extra virgin organic olive oil, and I'm going to put that on the pan and put these little guys in there, making sure that everything's about 1/4 inch. Nothing too big, otherwise it won't cook right. All right, make some space here. Great. I'm going to put this back burner on here, which is over here. Rear on for level 3. And I've got a roaring boil over here, so I'm going to go ahead and start the pasta in the back here. You can see my hand over there. Yeah, so I'm going to actually cook the pasta in advance of dinner. Get it going. This particular type of curly pasta takes about 11 minutes. This is an organic whole wheat with all kinds of flavors from spinach and with natural colors in it. It's got a lot of really good stuff. Anytime you get organic non GMO, you're really good. All right, so because this is some of the best food out here, I had to mute somebody who doesn't appreciate what we're looking at here. Yeah, I'm going to put a dash of salt in that water. I got a roaring boil going back there. And I'm just going to throw it right in there. As soon as I do, I take my my wooden fork here and just start moving it around. Okay, so leave the cover off of it unless it's really cold outside, and then you want to conserve the heat. You can put the cover on it kind of slightly, like that. Kind of like adjust it off a little bit. That saves energy. But if you don't care about the energy, don't worry about it. Ouch. Yeah, so where you get that olive oil in here, that's going in the big pan. Organic extra virgin olive oil, 3 tablespoons. I'm going to eye it on. And that goes right in the meal. I'm going to throw the carrots in on top of the olive oil. Now, normally you'd wait for the pan to get really hot and kind of get a sizzle going. I don't have that luxury because I'm cooking within a 45-minute period. And this dinner does take 45 minutes in case you look it up online. I missed your comment. Yes, Tony. Tony, I don't have links here for Tiny Picks, so yeah, I don't know what you're doing here. Trump isn't happy about the photo. Better be good, man. Not popping up. I'm not getting anything, Tony. It's a colossal disappointment. Yeah, I don't know what's happening here. Yeah, sorry, Tony. It didn't happen. I'll look at it again. Yeah, I'm checking to see if it opens. Yeah, it's not still have questions. It's some sort of a promotion. Has it opened for anyone else? I don't know what Tony's got there. Tony, macaroni, you're taking away a lot of my cooking time talking about a photo. Let's look at it later, okay? Swing low, sweet Marietta. Okay. I was scared to click it too. I took a big risk. You don't know what you're clicking anymore. All right, so we're going to cover that pan right there with a cover to get the heat going in it. But before I actually, I'm now going to take it up to level 6 back there. Kind of bring out that oil and start cooking those carrots pretty fast. And you don't have to move around too much. Just let it start cooking on that oil. We've got my favorite ingredients, Cantazero herbs today. Really nice blend of herbs. Garlic, lemon peel, marjoram, basil, Mediterranean thyme, rosemary, and oregano. I've got some parsley I'm going to use, fresh parsley, as well as some fresh oregano I have from my garden. Okay, be sure you get in there and move that rigatoni around, otherwise they'll stick. So this is the time to grab your spatula and move that rigatoni. And you can put the cover slightly ajar so it doesn't get too much steam in there. So I'm going to take about I'd say a teaspoon of this amazing herb. And you can replace this with just standard Italian seasoning or Fine's herbs, whatever you have. There's a couple of products in the market, but I'm just going to do a level teaspoon, right, like that. And put that on the carrots. Okay. Later, I'll come in. I'm kind of holding on to the last end of my bag here. So I love the taste of this. So I'm going to add a little Italian seasoning as well of my own, which I buy in bulk, which is a great way to buy it. Because, you go through a lot of Italian seasoning when you're cooking, especially, I'll even use it in my Spanish and Mexican dishes as well. Gastrology ER. Well, this is very interesting because they found that oregano has medicinal qualities. Oregano oil. It's very much of an antibiotic, natural antibiotic. Yeah. So when you cook with that, it's actually preventing illness, possibly not. Maybe it's fighting an infection in your body that your body can be used to fight other infections. Say you're battling a disease and you want to lessen the disease load, so you want to focus on the disease and take care of the rest of your body. So taking a low amount of oregano in your diet is actually very good, I think. It's just one of those things that you can't lose with it, Same with garlic. All right. Let's chop up this celery here. Take most of it. I'm not going to take the spines off because I kind of like the roughage. And I'm going to do a nice tight dice, about 1/8 of an inch. I wonder what would happen if I turn this light off. Yeah. I kind of need it on. Now, at this particular time, if you have any weird herbs like parsley or cilantro or whatever, you can go ahead and put that in there too. So I'm going to take my parsley and just cut that up as well. Kind of bunch it up. Squeeze it with your hand into a nice tight bunch. See how I'm doing that? Really nice and tight. See that? And just shave it off. It really works great. And it distributes the flavor into the meal with all these little pieces of parsley or whatever you have. I have Italian parsley, but there are various types of parsley, believe it or not. And cilantro. Here's my little, I have this garden with little oregano in it. I'm just going to throw that right in the dish. So. All right, so we're going to put that over there in the big pan. Got a nice cook going there. Oh, it's starting to smell good. Let's cover that up and let that steam. I'm going to present my chicken breast. You can see it there. And chicken breast is a very, very healthy type of a food item for you to eat. It has low cholesterol. This is particular as Tyson. And Tyson, you want to sever the breast in half like that. Tyson is a provider of, now Tyson is a provider of no antibiotics and steroids in their chicken. They're really cleaning up their act, and I think it's a smart move because American products, you want to dice these about 1/2 inch size with a very sharp knife. Let's see if I can. I'm doing this on a plate, not on a breadboard, because if I did it on a breadboard, the chicken would get in there and cause salmonella poisoning later on. So you want to just get a nice sharp knife and cut it in nice 1/2 inch portions. Now, this is a way to stretch 2 breasts into a whole 8 meals, which is kind of phenomenal when you think about it. Nice tight 1/2 inch, no more than 1/2 inch pieces. Now you understand that the food I'm making is pretty much all organic, non-GMO tonight, except for the chicken. Chicken is non-hormones from Tyson, which I think, like I said, is a very good thing that they're doing. And you want to wash off any knives that you use during your cooking process, making sure that there's no chicken residue on them. Wash your hands as well. Now you can use products in this mix to really energize it. You can put lemon peel, pieces of lemon peel in your meal right now with the carrots. I mean, all kinds of wild stuff that you'd never think you'd ever use. Just use a little lemon peel or even lime. I've seen people experiment with this, and it's really good. You put Aunt Jemima. Really? Well, thank you. I have a lot of respect for Aunt Jemima. I do. I think she was a great woman, and I wouldn't have mind. I actually knew a woman who actually looked just like Aunt Jemima in my life. 3 months I spent in summer camp, and I had a woman who's just this wonderful woman, and we couldn't help but realize this woman was an amazing person too, and she had a huge influence on myself and my family. So I mean, in a way, when you say Aunt Jemima, that's actually a good thing. Yeah, she was black, yeah, but man, she could cook, and we had a camp with over 100 people that we were in. And man, she put food out everybody loved. Yeah, I went to summer camp when I was a kid. My father was a director. He was a camp director. That's one of the things he did. Yeah. All right, so everything's cooking way ahead of time. I got to get that onion going. As much as I'd love to sit and chit chat, I've got to get the onion peeled. So before I even put this in, I'm going to turn this back down to level 3 because it's really pretty, almost ready to go. I'm going to take and cut the onion in half like that. And then peel off. I just caught it. And then peel off the outer layer. See how quick that is? Sometimes it takes forever, but if you grab it at the head, it goes right down. That's kind of a weird way of describing how I was doing it, but if you want to go with that, you can. Let's look at this and just see how fast I can cut these up. 1/4 inches a piece. One of them stuck. Okay. Moving the carrots around. The carrots are almost half cooked. Beautiful. I see a carrot I didn't cut enough, so let me cut it again. Okay, we put those onions in there. Got a nice sizzle going. I'm level 3 now. I'm going to take the chicken, which will take about as long as the onions, and just put it right on top of the onion. Here we go. And put the plate in the crisper. I'm going to take Italian seasoning now. Italian herb seasoning, and shake it on top. About another teaspoon of Italian seasoning on top. So we're looking at about almost 2 level teaspoons of Italian seasoning. Okay, that's going to sit and cook really hard. The onions are going to infuse flavor into the chicken and steam it as it's going, imbuing the vegetable dish up into the chicken and keeping those vitamins secure in the chicken itself. I'm going to have to ask you people to wake up. We've got a real challenge ahead. Trump has blown it big time, and if we sit around our country continue to devolve into this a joke, we won't have a country. So you're going to have to rethink your vote for 2020. I don't even think Trump is going to make it to 2020. Even if he pulls it all together and somehow evades the Russian investigation, which is going to be hard to do. They've got him on obstruction of justice, which is more than enough to pretty much secure an impeachment. So I'm going to say that at this point, you may want to rethink your entire approach, because you won't have a job, you won't have a future, you'll be on the street, you'll be like homeless people. Like, he doesn't care about people. He doesn't care about homeless people. Yeah, so you're just going to be in a situation where your president won't give us anything that we need to get started. He won't get us a low-cost education. He won't get us low-cost health care. He won't get any of us any free money like I'm offering, $400 per month per U.S. adult citizen. He won't do anything. Bottom line is, you latched onto him because you didn't understand politics. Most of you Trump supporters. And what I need from you, is a slow realization that, and I'm going to turn guest off right now. I need for you to realize slowly that there's a lot more at play here than you ever could imagine. Trump is just a puppet, and he's not going to stop this takedown of our freedoms, the increase of our police state. He's only going to turn our nation into a veritable borrowing nation, continuing to rely on the foreign money that trickles in to expand loans that we have right now. He's never going to get our country back on track. In fact, he himself said he's the king of debt. What kind of a president is that wants to brag about all the debt he has? It's beyond belief that anyone would think that's some person you want to emulate, be like. All right, so we got this thing rolling along. I got to get this big, huge guy cut up, so I'm going to use half of this, meaning I'm going to cut this thing right in half right now. Wow. Isn't that amazing? Bisecting it again. And then this type of a zucchini has kind of a woody interior with some seeds in it, so I'm going to cut that out right now. Okay. Cut it right out with your fingers. Take any seeds out. Okay. Good. I love zucchini. You can also put red pepper in this dish. I'm using green pepper with the zucchini, but you can use red pepper. Okay, I think I'm done on the pasta. I'm going to turn it off and drain it. That's cooked and back. Perfect. And I'm going to put it over in the sink and drain it out. Okay. There we go. Oh, I lost a couple. Only two. Okay, so let's go back to where we were. Now, I'm literally going to take that pan that this stuff was in, and I'm going to put it right back in the pan. Like so. To cover it right up. And then I'm going to take some more extra virgin olive oil and pump it up and put it on top. Now the goal of that is to just put about a half a teaspoon of olive oil on this sucker. And you can do anything else with it if you want, but give it a little shake and let it set. Okay, good. The pasta vegetables are coming. So we're going to stack all kinds of stuff in here on top of the chicken. And I'm going to start cutting these guys up right now. Making sure there's no seeds in the mix. Very important I don't have seeds in here. I think I got them all now. Use your thumb to just go through there and pull them out. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cut this guy up very carefully in big 1-inch chunks. Okay. And go for like a less than an inch on the side cut, like 3/4 of an inch. Okay, that's going right in the chicken vegetable dish, which is infusing right now. That's going to go right on top of the chicken. You don't have to do anything right now. You don't have to move anything around. You can just keep it all layered. Okay, I'm going to do the other one now. And I'm just going to cut them up in 3/4 inch chunks. Nice and easy. And having a breadboard next to your stove is really important. So that's all going to go on top of the chicken. All right. Now I'm going to take that. You know, I'm only going to use one of these green peppers, so I'm going to actually cut back on one green pepper. I don't really have enough space for all that with all the vegetables in there. I am going to go ahead and take the tomato basil soup that I have. This is kind of a salt source, so this could be replaced by a standard pasta sauce, like Hunt's pasta sauce, in a similar container. So that's basically what we're doing. I'm using an organic basil tomato soup, which is just as good. Yeah, here we go. This is your. This is the basis of your cooking. I'm going to actually, before I do that though, I'm going to take 1 teaspoon of this organic or this regular garlic from California and put that on top. 1 heaping teaspoon. Okay, then I'm going to pour this on top of it. All right. I'm going to take some water and put some water in here and get everything out of it so there's no residue. And use filtered water and you shake up a container. This way you're using maximum ingredients. Pour that right over everything. Now turn your flame up to level 6. Now you're back up to level 6 and you're cooking really fast now. Your carrots are still at the bottom, layered with your celery and your onions. I'm going to cut up a green pepper and put it on top when I'm ready to go. And I'm probably going to add that diced tomato. I'm not going to use the tomato sauce from Walmart. I'm going to use the diced tomatoes in there. So this is a very affordable way of cooking. You know, I've subtracted ingredients based on how much I needed, which is good. So I saved a little money, but you can still allocate enough money for good quality meat. I originally started this dish at $5, but because I was adding all these other ingredients, I added it up to $6. So, yeah, very good. It was originally a $5 meal for 7 people, and I expanded $6 for 8 meals. No, I don't. I don't cook the same meal. No. You have missed all the different shows. We do a different show every Thursday. It's stacked in memory at youtube.com/David John Sponheim. Jon. There's a lot of welfare recipients who are Hispanic, yes. And that's another area where the $400 a month per U.S. adult citizen will begin to replace a lot of the money we're putting out for welfare for non-U.S. citizens. But we want to give people a pathway to become a U.S. citizen. So the fast-track naturalization plan will be in place for people who are living here, who have been here for probably 10 years or more. We're going to have that opportunity we're going to open up centers here, open up Walmart parking lots to take people in and actually do anything we can to give people an opportunity to become a U.S. citizen. But they have to pay the fee. It's going to be a $10,000 fee to do this. But there won't be the barriers of becoming a U.S. citizen that they currently have. Because we have to pay for the infrastructure. We have to pay for the educators to teach people English, history, government. And it'll be kind of a classroom setup built into kiosks and cubicles. And we'll probably use abandoned Kmarts or something to do this. Or even, I would say Kmarts are a good location, or stores that are no longer being used. But we don't want to bring people in too fast. It's got to be a slow process. But once you become a U.S. citizen, then you get $400 a month. It's to do this. And American citizens won't feel the stigma they currently have of taking money in. I know that I don't take food stamps. And I don't believe in it. But there are people that really need it to get by. So if there was no stigma, I probably would just say, yeah, I'll take $400 a month. Why not? Hey, you're not allowed to do that N-word here, but I let it on the screen only for about a second, then I purge you. All right, now comes the big moment of truth. You're taking the flame up to level 6. You're prepping your green pepper. You're a pepper prepper. Howdy, I'm a pepper prepper, and I'm here to prep my pepper. Green pepper adds a wonderful taste. You could have any kind of pepper: Anaheim, poblano, red pepper, lipstick pepper. There's a couple peppers you want to avoid. Habaneros, you don't want. Jalapeno, you don't want the jalapeno in this meal. But if you were going in a Mexican flavor and added more cumin, you'd add cumin to your dish, and you'd have like a Spanish dish. You could add chipotle to this, but you wouldn't have pasta primavera. Somebody said this is a Spanish dish, and I actually traced it to a restaurant in New York in the 1970s called Mascioni's. And I don't know if they're still there or not. I remember going to Mamma Leone's in the 1970s, but I never heard of Mascioni's until I read about pasta primavera and how it started there. So I think it was 1974, pasta primavera first appeared in New York in an Italian restaurant, Mascioni's. And then after that, it became kind of a household thing for people to do when they had a lot of vegetables sitting around. And not a lot of meat. So, okay, we're going to go ahead and put those peppers on top and do the big turn now that everything's nice and hot. So I've got a level 6 on this pan. I've got my pasta over here trying not to stick together. And you can take your pasta and keep the top on, just kind of go like that. Shake it around so it doesn't get tasty. And I'm going to go ahead and open this guy up. And everything's cooking right now. I'm going to move it around, poke it around, and then put the green pepper on top and let the green pepper kind of fall in around it. Okay. These zucchinis are going to have to cook a lot faster and a lot harder over the next 10 minutes. So I'm going to close this guy down and just let this sucker cook really hard at level 6. Everything's in there that I want. I can throw a little Parmesan on top just for flavoring. I'm going to add the diced tomatoes at the end of the meal, because they do take a lot of space up, and I do want them in the dish. And I've got this amazing deal I got for $1 a piece for these organic diced tomato fire-roasted Muir Glen organic. I mean, this is the top of the line in terms of tomatoes worldwide. That's just the kind of guy I am, and I like cooking really good ingredients together making a blend. I love food. So when I shop, I'll look for the best quality food that I can find for the best price. And if you do that on a regular basis, you're going to have a refrigerator stocked with food that you'll be able to cook your family great meals and still know that they're eating fairly healthy food. So that's kind of the secret to survival, really. Economic survival in tough times, no matter where you're living, what area of the world. If you cut costs on your food, believe me, you will see major changes in your budgeting. Major changes. Yeah, right on. There's no other way. If you're an average person, there's no other way to get ahead than to shave off the cost of your cooking. And I mean that. I'm going to do a little compost thing right now. This is so gross, I can't tell you. But since I'm almost done with a major part of the meal, I figure I might as well do this. I'm going to put my compost bin right here. It is disgusting. I'm going to take a big hand of this compost material and just stick it in there. Gross. And you want to keep that lid, minimal amount of time for that lid to be exposed to the oxygen. Because once that lid's open for a little longer than it should be, you're looking at an actual smell in your kitchen you don't want to have. So bear in mind that it's important to, do it quick. There we go. This one's almost ready to dump. I take it out in my compost bin where I keep my worms, and the worms work on the compost and create soil, and I layer it every time with grass from my yard. And wash your hands off after getting near the compost bin. But yeah, by using grass in and over the food, the worms absolutely can create wonderful humus rather. Hummus is something you eat with chickpeas in it. Humus. Humus is the richest soil in the world. It can go into your soil and add nutrition that'll grow your vegetables. And you can also add a little dirt to your compost heap every time you put your food down. So it's still there? Really? Machianos? Really? Or Le Cirque? Le Cirque. Oh, beautiful. So they changed the name, but it's still there? Wow, beautiful. Yeah, hummus is made of chickpeas. I eat organic non GMO hummus because chickpeas is one of those GMO products out there that China is experimenting with. Yeah. Hey, I'm glad we got a good chat room going. Sorry I couldn't get the guest chat in, but a lot of you people are so out of it, you really still like Trump. And it's really because you never really watch the news and you don't have any way of knowing what the hell's going on. And way back when Trump started, he had Alex Jones endorse him. And many of you people believed Alex Jones because he was the guy who's questioning everything. Well, Alex Jones is controlled opposition. He's owned by the people that were fighting the New World Order. He's owned by the very people that control our decrepit government. And you got to understand, by just thinking that Alex Jones supported Donald Trump, you weren't making a big statement against the New World Order. They own Donald Trump. He has so much debt and greed that he can be bought and controlled. That's what they like about him. We don't need that kind of a leader in America if we want to build this nation back up. We need a person who can stand up to these people all the way and take a bullet for this country. Trump doesn't seem like the kind of guy who's got the courage to stand up against the New World Order. What he has, though, is a big mouth, which pisses people off, and even the people who are running the show are not happy with what he's doing. He's creating an environment of fear that is actually too much fear for what their needs are. They want control of the world, but they don't want North Korea to start launching nuclear missiles at the U.S. or vice versa. I'm not in favor of the New World Order, don't get me wrong, but Trump is more than a hothead. He's dangerous in many, many different ways. Okay, we're going to lift that cover up. Wow, that is really cooking. Got to turn down to level 3 now. Oh my goodness. Okay. That is awesome. It's almost like a cacciatore right now. In fact, I'm going to turn it down to a simmer. I'm going to take it all the way to a simmer. It's got enough heat on its own right to finish the job. All right. Then I'm going to take and prepare my big dish, which is the dish I use every week now. Oh no, I don't have it. I just had man. I got to dump it out. I've got all these pears from my pear tree that are ripening. I can't use it. Hang on. All right. Okay, there's more than one way to do this. I really do need this dish, though. Okay. Now look at all these pears I picked up off my tree. And this is just half the pears I harvested, organic pears off the tree. They're Bosch pears. Amazing. Pretty good yield. And that won't be ready for until Halloween, I think. Hey, I ordered my my cyborg mask. It's coming. $18 for my cyborg mask should be pretty good. I think Sarah's going to go as something unusual. I'm not sure what she's going to do, but this is the item I use all the time. I'm going to put that on a low burner on the front. Put it at level 2 just to heat it up and get it ready. And then I'm going to add my tomatoes to a layer of oil at the bottom and get that at the base. So the tomatoes will actually slowly cook up into the meal. Yeah, this is great. Yeah, the zucchini is coming out al dente. Yay! Right on, man. Yeah, I got a cyber mask. I ordered it on eBay. It's pretty cool. It's going to be a nice feature. I don't do the Trump impersonation. I just suck at it. So I'm going to leave it to Alec Baldwin to do the Trump impersonation. He won an Emmy, for impersonating Trump. I don't know, but it seems like he's taken some personal flack for it. I don't know. It just seems like he's really bucking the system by doing that impersonation. All right. So I'm going to use a little bit more of the Italian seasoning, a little olive oil at the bottom of this Visionware, and a full can of organic tomatoes at the base. So I'm going to open up that can. Cool. Okay, we're almost done. This is super. Yeah. Now you can put more garlic at the bottom too, but that's an idea. Because I am going to keep it on warm for about an hour or so, just like on a melting setting, really, really low. So, and what happens is it infuses all the ingredients up into the meal after that. So it's kind of layers of infusion cooking. That's the best way to describe it. I'm going to top this off with those slices of Swiss cheese, but you can definitely use mozzarella or Parmesan. I'm going to use Swiss cheese and Parmesan, but and some of those cheese things I got, these non-GMO soy cheese alternatives. All right, everybody, we're going to get. I got to get a tie for the show. Yeah, I know. Getting warm. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and spray the bottom of that. Okay, I'm spraying the bottom of it. I'm going to throw down a little layer of Italian herbs. Just a shake, a light shake. Yeah, I'm putting a layer of another teaspoon of garlic at the bottom of this. See, one of the problems when you get to the bottom of a bowl, just a basic teaspoon, nothing more than a basic teaspoon, not too much. One of the problems when you get to the bottom of the bowl, you lose flavor. Okay, and I'm just going to put the diced tomatoes right on top of that. Let it sit. Okay. Then I'm going to take the pasta. I'm lifting the pasta right here. I'm going to drop that right on top of the tomatoes, like that. Breaking it up a little bit, making sure everything's loose. I'm going to take the entire, we got a blowout. I want to take some Parmesan and put it on top of the pasta. Parmesan on top of the pasta. I'm going to take this entire bowl and put it on top of the rigatoni. You see the chicken pulling out, and the carrots are the last to come off. And that goes over the top. Beautiful. And because I use stainless steel, I got to get a little water in there right now. Just a little bit. I'll set that up to the side. I'm going to take more Parmesan and kind of speckle the top with Parmesan, pushing the cooked zucchini, kind of moving the chicken and the cooked zucchini into the dish like this, kind of back and forth, stabbing it in a little bit, lifting, pulling, go all the way to the bottom and bring those tomatoes up a little bit. And there you go. What I'm then going to do is I'm going to cover it with 3 pieces of cheese. These have little wrappers on them. It's not the kind of cheese I would normally use, but it's fine for me. I'm going to cover it with these little pieces of cheese. I've got 2 Swiss and 2 cheddar going in. We'll do 4 pieces, 4 slices. So some people like cheddar, some people like Swiss. Okay, I'm turning this on to a level called melt on my settings, and I'm done. Now, I don't know about you, but I could definitely feed 8 meals with that. I'm going to push it up to 10. I know that sounds a little bit, extreme, but I think with all the food that we have in here, I'm going to go to 10 meals. All right? Thank you very much for watching our show. This has been exciting for me to make it. I'm using imitation cheese. Yes, I am. Because for one, I'm trying to get rid of it. I got it for 25 cents a packet for these non-GMO soy cheese alternatives and pasteurized Swiss. I got really good deals on these things, so that's why I'm using them. Normally, I would use mozzarella. So I take that into consideration when you add your total cost to your meal. Hey, I got to go. I'll be talking to you later. Thank you so much for watching. I am signing out. Until next time, thank you for watching David's Kitchen.